Should have switched. Alright, we should be switched over now, so just give me a minute, folks. I'll explain everything that's going on here in a minute. I'm gonna get the roof camera connected. I don't know why it disconnected on me again. It's really stupid. I think I know why it did. Just a second, guys. God damn it. Just a second, guys. Just a second. Come on. Alright, that'll connect in a minute now. Alright, it looks like it came up. Alright, that'll connect. Okay, we should be good. Alright, so we are starting off the day in a severe thunderstorm watch, but really not much is happening. I'm out here, so I feel like we might as well stream. This doesn't really look impressive. I'll go ahead and show you guys what Radar Omega looks like here. But it's definitely not a big severe weather day. Pretty low end risk, but I actually kind of prefer these days, to be honest with you, because you don't have a bunch of people out here running around like morons. It's kind of nice, it's quiet. So we'll give you a look at radar there for a minute. And you can kind of see what I'm talking about off to the west. And if it hasn't switched over, it will. It'll be a second. But off to the west and southwest, we have some stronger storms. Down by Sterling, Colorado, there's actually a severe thunderstorm warning. So we could probably go for that. I'm going south. I was going to go to Scotts Bluff originally, but all that stuff up there started to weaken. And then I was really debating on even having a stream at all, honestly. And then it started to become apparent that the stuff down a little... Watch out, bird, you piece of shit. The stuff off to the south and southwest was starting to look a little better. So let's look at the stuff off to the west. Again, it's not anything great, but it's something, and very fortunate to be able to be out here, I guess, regardless. I think tomorrow is going to be a little more interesting. I'm going to put this on automatic, so it'll bounce between the cameras. So I think tomorrow will be a little more interesting. I want to stay in this area for tomorrow. I'm not expecting tornadoes or anything like that, but listen, folks, one thing that just burns me out and tires me out more than anything is the constant hammering of people. Oh, tornadoes, tornadoes, tornadoes. Yeah, there's a million other things out here. Who gives a shit about tornadoes? I mean, seriously, who gives a shit? I mean, you know, nobody cares. I mean, really, seriously, like, nobody cares. There's so much else out here besides tornadoes, so, like, I really don't care. And I'm not expecting them, so that's really all we're going to mention about that, because everybody keeps asking about tornadoes. I honestly don't care. You're not going to, even when you do this all the time, you're not going to see that many of them anyway. You can't be stuck on tornadoes, or you're going to have a real miserable time and you get real burnt out here. But I think tomorrow's got the chance of producing, I don't want to say isolated supercells, but I think we're going to get some like clusters, which would be all right, I guess. You know, it's either that or sit at home. You know, and sitting at home doesn't make us any sort of money, and we need money to survive. So it's just it's one of those things where it's like not every day is going to be a tornado crossing the road in front of us, and we have to appreciate the days that aren't as well. And I don't know what to expect out of the next few days, because we've got some really, really low end potential. Like, none of these days look that great, but that doesn't mean they're not going to be worth it. We don't really know until it happens. But tomorrow, I don't even know where to target. Originally, the greatest storm coverage period is going to be up there in Montana. But I'm not going. That's 7 hours from where I'm at now. That ain't happening. They actually just issued another warning.
Eastern Logan County in northeastern Colorado. Northeastern. The National Weather Service in Denver has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Morgan County in northeastern Colorado, north central Washington County in northeastern Colorado until 6:30 p.m. At 5:51 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located across eastern Morgan County, moving east at 25 miles an hour. Hazard, 60 miles an hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Akron, Brush, Hill Rose, Midway, Pruitt Reservoir, Snyder, Cary, Fremont Butte, Union, and Messox. Seek shelter inside a well-built structure and stay away from windows. These storms are capable of producing damaging winds and large hail. In northeastern Colorado, northeastern Morgan County in northeastern Colorado until 6:15 p.m. At 5:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located near Antelope Springs.
Alright, so there you have it, guys. Severe thunderstorm warning's been issued for our target storms. I'm heading down. I've got Fleming in the GPS. Fleming, Colorado, which is just east of Sterling. We'll head down there. I think it's a dirt road all the way there, too. Well, I mean, I guess this is probably more gravel than dirt. More sand than anything. But honestly, I kind of like these, what a lot of people would call, like, boring days, honestly. You know, don't get me wrong, you know, I'm not one to say that people ruin storm chasing. Like, I don't care. If there's 500 storm chasers on one storm, that doesn't bother me. Like, some people it really bothers, and they think that they're like entitled to the storm, but I really don't care. As long as I'm allowed to be left alone and do my own ritual kind of thing. But you know, so I'm not saying that, but it still is kind of nice to be out here. It gets a very secluded, like, surreal feeling to be out here in the middle of nowhere with, like, nobody else out here. Like, and there's nothing, I have no problems against, like, socializing, and this isn't for any of my, like, close friends. Like, when it comes to close friends, this doesn't apply, you know, because, like, close friends can share these, like, almost ritual type experiences with you, and it's like, it's not a bother, right? You know, like, when Daniel comes out of nowhere and stuff like that doesn't disrupt anything we're doing. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, when you're out when it's busy, you get all sorts of chases. Don't get me wrong, this is a good thing. You know, I appreciate that people think that I'm important. I really do. But it is really tough when every freaking day there's, you know, you're right there with a storm and you're trying to take a really nice photo, or you're trying to FaceTime with your kid and show your kid the tornado and stuff like that, and a bunch of random people just come running up to you and, like, want to ask 500 questions that have nothing to do with the storm, and they're trying to talk to you about the HRRR and asking you your opinions on NOAA and all this stuff, and it's like, I don't care, and I also don't care. Like, save it for the gas station. Like, we're out here to chase the storm. Let's chase the storm. And it really ruins the experience for me, because I am then put in the position to be an asshole and say, I don't want to talk about it right now, or not right now, guys, let's do it at the gas station or something. And then I get a bunch of negative reviews on Reddit or Twitter, and people are like, oh, he's an unfriendly asshole. No, I'm not religious, and I am not into this, like, voodoo hippie shit. But I think an appropriate word for this would almost be like a religious experience for me. Like, I'm not a weird hippie person, and I don't, like, pray to the storm gods. That's fucking weird. But what a lot of people do this religion with church and God and Jesus shit. That's not me. But when it comes to, like, weather and landscape and surreal things like this, that's almost like how some people think of their religion. You know? So it's not me being a jerk. It's just I'm trying to experience what I can, because I might die tomorrow. And it's not that I don't want to meet people and shake hands and kiss babies and all that shit. But sometimes I really just want to be able to do that. And it's really nice to be out in these, like, secluded areas, because you know you're out here alone. The people that might come up to you out here are locals, and 9 times out of 10 they honestly add to the experience versus take it away, because it's usually somebody. A lot of times it's almost always an old man, you know, that's lived out here for 100 years and is just happy to see somebody out here paying attention to it. And then you get to meet somebody that's a local, and they will tell you all about the local area and stuff, and that almost adds to the experience instead of taking it away. To me, that's a positive interaction. What I would call a not positive experience, or a positive addition to it, is when you get everybody coming up to you like, oh, did you see HRRR? Yeah, they don't have a tornado warning on this stupid weather service. What the hell do you think of Doge? And it's like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't know how many times I have to say that. I don't care. Like, when it comes to, like, the weather and storms and stuff, I don't care. Like, let's enjoy the moment. Like, if we're out here storm chasing, we shouldn't be out here socializing anyway. We should be out here experiencing the storm. Like, it's not social hour on the side of the road. And I say that cautiously, right? Because, you know, our close friends come up and they don't take away from these. Oh my God, look at this picture. Like right here, Hank says it. Hank Shima says it better than anybody. You know, we were talking about this at breakfast back in October about how to handle stuff like this. And Hank had his wife with, and she is like the sweetest person you've ever met too. And you know, we were talking about this, and you know, it's like Hank said, he's like, you know, I just tell these people, let's save it for Applebee's. You know, he made a good example, like, and I'm gonna steal this. I'm not trying to throw him under the bus here, but I'm stealing this example. When you're out, like what I'm doing right now, if there's 15 cars following me around and they're people I don't know, and every time I stop they want to talk, I can't do this, right? I might be stopping on the side of the road because there's a snake, and that's where Hank comes in, because he used the example of a snake. I might be on the side of the road because there's a snake, or there's a tarantula crossing the road like there was last year where I want to stop. I can't do that and be myself and get content and like be myself when I have to like put on an act and be like politically correct and be friendly and socialize. It's like if I pull over abruptly to take a picture of a snake in front of a tornado, I want to take a picture of the snake in front of the tornado. I don't want to have to stop. And the first thing that the car behind you does is they come up and they're, oh, is everything okay? What's going on? It's like, no, guys, just like I'm doing my thing. Like, I'm working. Like it's nothing against anybody. It's like this is just kind of what I do. And it's not a disrespect thing. It's just this is just what I do. And, you know, I'm really appreciative that people think that I'm worth the time. But it is nice to have, you know, days like today where it's almost like a vacation, you know. Like I can just kind of do my own thing. You know, you're not bothered. You're just left alone out here. And it's really nice. I have to explain that because anytime, if I explain it any other way, people go all over Reddit and tell me what a piece of shit I am. So I have to explain it cautiously. Like right here, I'm literally, I don't know if you guys can see what I'm taking pictures of. I'm literally taking pictures of a frickin' rock. Well, I mean, it's a pile of rocks. But like, There's so much cool shit out here besides just storm chasing. Like, there's literally a cloud behind a stupid pile of rocks, and I think it looks cool. Like, I just want to take a picture. Like, I don't want to talk about the HRRR. I don't give a rat's ass about weather-wise or weather front or pivotal weather. I don't give a shit. Like, I just want to take a picture of the storm, you know? God dang. Oh, yes. Aiden got the SpongeBob reference. That actually wasn't meant to be a SpongeBob reference, but it became one. We have to reposition a little bit because I don't like that rock. Like this. To me, this is pretty. You think it's a burial mound? No, this is just a... No, this is just like, I don't know, rocks. Welcome to the Sandhills. I just don't like the framing, and framing is everything when it comes to photos. I just don't like the framing. Yeah, this is trash. All right, those were all a waste of time. We'll file those in the trash folder later on when I clean out my camera roll. All right, let's get the hell out of here. All right, back to what we were doing. Are we really splitting hairs on what the little mountains are? I don't know. Google it. Somebody can ask Grok or ChatGPT. But this is like the Sandhills part. Well, I shouldn't say this really isn't the Sandhills, but it's like the Sandhills. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that out here. There's just a random butte or whatever in the middle of nowhere. I think that's technically a butte, but whatever. I don't know. It's a pile of rocks. Okay. I mean, one thing we're not gonna be able to deny is that is a pile of rocks. Wow, maybe we need to just scrap this whole storm chasing thing and just do a channel about rocks, because there is so much interaction in chat right now over the rocks that we just took a picture of that I think I might have hit the algorithm here with people that like rocks. So I don't know. I just stay tuned, guys. I'll get a new channel. It's just gonna be like rock chasing. We're gonna get a visual on our storm here in a minute. But no, seriously, guys, like there is a really surreal feeling out here. Like this isn't what I mean. We're in peak season. We're in the busy season right now. But this is such a low-end event that a lot of people don't come out for it. Hell, I barely came out for it. But it's days like this where you know you're out here on your own, but something's going to happen, whether it's a rainbow. There's going to be something. There's going to be one photo or one video clip out of this entire stream that we're going to be able to look at and say, okay, I guess this was worth it. I don't know what it is yet, but there will be something. Like, you just know it out here. Like, we're in Colorado, barely. Extreme northeast Colorado. We're like 5 minutes from Nebraska, but this is one of my favorite places in the country. Like, it is just so peaceful out here. It's like, it's nice. Watch out, bird. Oh my god, we got a suicidal bird up here again. Thank god we missed it. But look at this, we're about to get a visual on that's our storm down there. We're starting to see the base. We're getting there, guys. And girls, and or anything else. I got a nasty email about 3 months ago about how I'm not inclusive. And we're not going to start an argument. I know people feel both ways, but my job as a content creator is to piss people off. Yes and no, but you know that is part of my job, is to speak my opinion and sometimes piss people off, because that's just what content creators do. I'm just doing my job. But I got a nasty gram a couple months ago telling me that I'm not inclusive enough with my terms and I need to stop saying guys, because I'm always like, okay, guys. Well, that's not inclusive enough. And I sarcastically responded to the email with it, said, okay, from now I will say boys and girls. And then I got told that no, I need to acknowledge the other genders. And I was just like, oh, Jesus, God, can I effing do anything? And so I responded with, you are under the age of 18, aren't you? And I never got anything back. So I have to add my disclaimer. Whether you're a boy, whether you're a girl, or if you identify as a fucking coffee maker, I don't care. When I say guys, I mean everybody. That's just how we used to call it back in the day, which was also known as pre-COVID or 2019. I'm really on one today, guys, with the dry humor. This might be interesting. But no, I am dead serious. I don't say that to upset people. I say that because I literally get emails that I'm not supposed to say, okay, guys. Like, regularly. And I know it just makes some of those people so freaking mad when I say, okay, guys. So, whatever. Imagine being upset over something so stupid. Like, be upset about other stuff like taxes and the IRS. Like, things normal people are upset about. Or Canada. No offense, Canada. We like you. Still. Or Kim Jong Putin, or whatever the hell his name is. Like, let's be upset about normal things, people. Cripes. We're gonna go south. This is the town of Crook. I think I missed no, I didn't. Crook. Yep. City limits. Well, I think they use the term city quite loosely, but we're just north of I-76. I gotta shut this camera switcher off. Turn left onto State Highway 55. Well, where is it? Oh, this is a cute little town. Look at this. Tumbleweed Cafe. Oh, frick. I gotta take a picture of that. Hang on. Hold on, I'm just backing illegally down the road. Oh God, Reddit's about to frickin' light me up. That's a ticket. Get a ticket for that. It's kind of an inside joke. There you go, guys. We've gotten a tumbleweed today. See that right there? Might actually, no, that was a pretty lame-ass photo I just took. I didn't even try, but we got to see the Tumbleweed Cafe. And you know what, guys? If there's one thing that I am happy to say that we saw was the Tumbleweed Cafe. Because how many other people today say they saw the Tumbleweed Cafe? Not a single one, probably. So, where's the freaking road? I keep saying it's to turn left. Well, I'm turning left. Where the hell is it? Here it is, yeah, Fleming. Who names these towns? Who wants to live in Fleming? This sounds terrible. I'm sure it's a great place. Thanks for the super chats, guys. Sorry, I wasn't paying a lot of attention. I'll read them at the end, though, I promise. So, severe thunderstorm warning is still in effect for our target storms. We're getting there slowly. This is all a mess. Like, we have no supercell structure, no squall line, like nothing. This is all a mess. Like, we might not see anything other than just some dark clouds. Like, what you're looking at right now might be the highlight of the day, honestly. I don't know. This is all a disorganized mess. So we'll see. I really didn't want to end up down here because you guys want to take a guess at how much the freaking hotel is in Sterling, Colorado tonight? Well, after taxes, it's $200. Can somebody explain to me why a hotel in Sterling, Colorado, where there's nothing, is $200? Like, anybody? I really was hoping we would end up in North Platte, but honestly, we probably could. We could probably go back up. We could probably take 76. We're crossing 76 in a second. We could take I-76 back into North Platte. Honestly, probably could. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. But then you run through Ogallala, and Ogallala is expensive, and you're kind of just backtracking. Yeah, I like North Platte, but it's a lot of backtracking. Alright, we're going to keep dropping south, guys. Because I think tomorrow, I haven't looked at the target area. Tomorrow, I'm just going off of the SPC tornado risk. But I think, yeah, here's I-76 right now. I think the target area is, like, the 2% risk is basically the extreme southwest corner of Nebraska. So, I mean, that kind of makes sense. So, like, Sterling or Ogallala would be perfect. Sydney would be good tonight. Because then you're going to bed in the target area and waking up in the target area. That's usually a good time to do it. We're actually, I'm not trying to put the cart before the horse here, folks, but I'm actually doing some business restructuring internally. We're trying to make it so that starting next year, all the proceeds that are that come from the YouTube channel are actually used for like disaster recovery. I'm working on external funding sources and some restructuring that would allow us to operate our business without 100% dependence on the YouTube channel. And I'm actually trying to make this into something where we can say all your super chats and all that stuff go to literally everything, ad revenue and everything goes to disaster recovery efforts. I'm really trying hard on that. So that's the update. That's totally unrelated. It just popped into my head, so I figured I'd say it. Otherwise, I really don't have any news for today. We're not going to be deploying any Project Weatherize stuff today. There's literally no reason to. But I will tell you, though, that after tomorrow, I think things are going to get busy. It looks like we're going to have a couple of busy days, and then we're going to start transitioning a little bit farther east and southeast again. So I don't think we're going to be stuck up here in the northwest sector here for too long. I like it up here, don't get me wrong. It's just it's tricky because there's not a whole lot, you know, and things close down super early. Yeah, we're in mountain time. That's something I need to remember here. So I'm actually an hour behind. It's 6:14 here. So, like, I'm kind of deprived an hour here. Uh-oh. Hold on. You watch for 10 minutes and all I hear is complain. Guess he doesn't like small towns with an A. Hey, Mark, guess what? Go screw yourself. Thank you. You know, we like to do things on this channel called have fun and be normal human beings. I think you're actually looking for CNN or another politically correct news network who does nothing. Have you ever watched, like, Jimmy Kimmel or Jon Stewart or any of these people on TV? Like, I'm nothing compared to them. Like, go screw yourself. Yeah, hello? Hello?
Doctor. What do you want to ask him?
What about the tomato? Okay, I'll send Mom a picture, okay? Is that what you wanted? Okay, I'll send you a picture next time I stop, okay? Okay, well, give Mom a hug and tell her I love her and I love you too, okay? Alright, are you going with Mom to go? Are you going to go play with Mom volleyball, or are you there already? I have no idea what you're going with, Mom. She told you that already.
Hi.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you go. I'll send Mom a picture and she can show you. Okay. Hello.
What?
Okay. All right. Okay. I love you too.
Bye.
Bye. I'll let you hang up. Okay. But no, as I was saying, like, there's this thing in this country right now, and I'm sorry to be the Debbie Downer here, folks, but in the United States of America, there's like this ban on having fun. Like, God forbid you say something that's kind of funny or there's some dry humor. Like, you're not allowed to do that. It's not politically correct. Oh, he hates the names of small towns. I made a joke because who wants to live in a name of a town called Fleming? I guarantee you there's nobody in the town of Fleming that was offended by that other than you, and you got offended and tried to drag us down because of your hurt feelings and your inability to think that anybody else might think just a little bit more differently than yourself. When somebody doesn't fit into your cookie cutter agenda, it bothers you and it scares you, Mark. You don't like when there's people that think with their brain cells outside of the box. I know it's really tough when you got two brain cells boxing and fighting each other, you know, for which one's right. But the rest of us that have normal brain synapse going on, sometimes we like to joke around and have a little fun. So coming in here and attacking me and my audience because we made a funny that's not offensive to literally anybody. Goodbye. Peace out, Girl Scout Cripes. God dang. How the hell does, like, can anybody tell me how Saturday Night Live gets away with anything these days? Because that's basically all we are. I mean, we're basically Saturday Night Live, except live on wheels. I mean, how the hell do they get away with anything these days? Cripes. However, I do kind of like going off on those comments just a little bit because I think we have to call attention to that kind of, like, I don't know if I want to call it an agenda, but there's people out there that literally think we have to conform to an agenda appropriately and like just to a cookie cutter. And, you know, it's like when I call the Gulf of America or the Gulf of Mexico, whatever it is today, when I call it the Gulf of Disappointment, it really upsets some people. Because, no, it's the Gulf of Mexico, damn it. No, it's the Gulf of Disappointment. Because I'm disappointed that we're even arguing about this stupid thing. Like, I'm just like, to me, it's a disappointment. That whole thing is a disappointment. It's the Gulf of Disappointment. And you would think that that's a very non-political thing to argue about, because you've got people saying Gulf of Mexico, people saying Gulf of America. And here's me right in the middle saying, you know what? Both sides are full of shit. It's the Gulf of Disappointment. Who cares? Oh no, you can't say that. Oh, for Christ's sakes, give me a break. Have some fun, people. God dang. Yeah, some of you that don't know the backstory, it used to be the Gulf of Tears, but now it's the Gulf of Disappointment because I'm disappointed that we all argue about this body of water. And I am 100% going to call it the G-O-D, the God, on all of my posts this tropical season. You just watch. The Gulf of Disappointment. So anyway, we don't have a severe thunderstorm warning anymore. They took that away from us. It's like, even the National Weather Service is disappointed in Mark's stupid comment trying to drag the stream down. They were so disappointed that Mark made that comment, they took away the severe thunderstorm warning. They're like, nope, screw you. So thanks a lot, Mark. Thanks a lot. You killed our storm. Appreciate it. It is a pretty storm. I agree. However, it's not exactly a storm that I would drive 13 to 14 hours to see, which is 100% what I did. So just cross your fingers that tomorrow is a little bit more interesting than this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to be out here. blah, blah, blah. Like, this is a great place. I'm, all those sorts of things that I'm supposed to say. But this is a little bit of a letdown if this were our only day. Like, if I drove all the way out here for this, I would probably be a little bit kind of ticked. But, like I said, it is pretty, and I consider this kind of a bonus day, so I'll take it. It's also not over yet. It's not over yet. It might be. But it's not. You know what? We would be, good comment. We would be lucky if this thing went linear because we might get a shelf cloud. Right now, it's a freaking mess. I would be thrilled if this went linear. A water spout? I don't want to hear about it. We don't talk about those on this channel. Not until I see one. Next. If I had patience, we would do a storm chasing tour. Like, we wouldn't profit off of it. We would just take a van of some of our like channel members out for a couple of weeks. It'd be fun, but I don't have the patience for that. Oh God, everybody, we need to apologize to Mark. Please apologize to Mark. They have issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for the area, and it says tornado possible. So I think the Weather Service is thrilled that Mark left the chat, and they've issued a new warning. Thank you, National Weather Service. Appreciate that. Thank you, Mark, for leaving.
The National Weather Service in Denver
Appreciate
has
it.
issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Logan County in northeastern Colorado until 7:00 p.m. At 6:22 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line from Muir Beach to Atwood in Sterling County, moving east at 10 miles.
Hold on, guys. I got to go check the intersection, make sure it's safe. We're waiting to make sure this is a legal stop.
Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted.
All right, this is a legal stop. We are safe to proceed.
Crook, Factor, St. Petersburg, Padroni.
That's also an inside joke. Somebody gets it. If you get it, you're probably pissing yourself laughing right now. If you don't get it, it's not that funny. But
Are capable of producing damaging winds and large hail. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms.
I did not have my high visibility on those, so I don't know if that counts.
Of a well-built structure.
Oh God, that's a big dip. Holy shit! Fix that. Thanks a lot,
You
Fleming.
didn't have high vis on. If you had your safety squints, you're all good.
All right, well, you're the clipboard holder, so if you're approving, I'm all right then. All work comp claims go to you, so.
Alright, sounds good. Safety squints only needed today.
All right. You know what, Mark? I would like to see your rebuttal to that. Come on, Fleming.
70 miles an hour, possible a tornado or two. Possible, remember, a severe thunderstorm watch means conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms in and close to the watch area. Persons in these areas should be on the lookout for threatening weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Severe thunderstorms can occasionally do produce tornadoes.
All right, let's just go drive into this thing. There's no structure to this whatsoever. Let's go see what we can find. I don't really see any concern of a tornado. I'm really shocked that they put tornado possible on it. I'm not expecting a tornado here, but we're going west for now. There was a bar, that's true, so this is an official town, at least by Wisconsin standards. Look at the view, guys. Yeah, that was a bedliner painted Honda Ridgeline. That is exactly what that was. That's a pretty view right there, though. Like, this isn't too bad. You guys got to remember, though, like, I see lots of comments, oh, take a picture of that. And, like, I agree. Like, don't get me wrong, like, these are pretty things, but a lot of times, like, yeah, this looks nice, okay, but all I have is an iPhone. If I had, I'm serious, guys, if I had $3,000 right now, I would go buy, like, a Sony A7 something, and I would 100% learn how to use it, but I just don't have the money to piss away on it. Like, I've made the determination that, yeah, I need to learn how to use a real camera. But, for now, understand that iPhones do really good for photo and video, really good. But all I've ever used has been an iPhone, ever. So I know what's going to look good on the iPhone and what's not going to look good. And like what I'm looking at right now, I know this isn't going to look great, so I don't even bother. Like, I've taken tens of thousands of iPhone photos, you know, of storms, and I know what's going to end up looking nice and what's not. And this is just going to look like crap. So I just move on. That's kind of the rhyme or reason, because like people have asked, like, what's the rhyme or reason? Why do you stop for this, not for that? Well, I mean, that's honestly why. Like, I look at this and it's like, yeah, this is probably crap. Actually, this might not be, because I have a windmill. Now I have a foreground. Now that I've actually, see, now we have a foreground. So hold on. I'm going to pull over and take a quick picture of that. Just so we might have something to walk away with today. Because with an iPhone, if you're looking at something like this where there's not a whole lot of structure, you need to have something in the foreground. It just, the shot, it just doesn't look right. You know, it just doesn't look right. It's not the same as like a full frame camera or something. All right, I was right the first time. The photo sucks, but we tried. Oh yeah, it's trash, absolute trash. So that's fine. Moving on. I was right. Should have trusted myself. Severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. And they say possible tornado, but I'm not seeing anything
Someone
concerning.
accidentally hit the toy possible button.
Yeah, I'm not missing anything, am I? I don't see anything.
No, you're missing absolutely nothing.
Alright, just making sure we're on the same page. Alright, yeah, I'm not quite sure.
I have no idea why they're at toy possible.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about a tornado on this, guys.
I mean, yeah, everything looks pretty upload on that. If there was anything to, like, you know, anything that looks semi-decent, it would probably be that Boeing segment to the north crossing into Nebraska right now, but that's even going out of the polygon, so I'm not even sure. It might be a CWA boundary, but yeah, it doesn't look very good.
Yeah, honestly, like, visually, there's barely even a storm here.
Morgan, Phillips, Sedgwick, Wells. This includes The cities of Fort Morgan, Greeley, Holyoke, Julesburg, Sterling, and Windsor. Primary threats include scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events to 2.5 inches in diameter, possible scattered damaging wind gusts to 70 miles an hour, possible a tornado or two. Possible, remember, a severe thunderstorm watch means conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms in and close to the watch area. Persons in these areas should be on the lookout for threatening weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Severe thunderstorms can occasionally do produce tornadoes. The National Weather Service in Denver has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Logan County in northeastern Colorado until 7:00 p.m. At 6:22 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line from Muir Beach to Atwood in Sterling County, moving east at 10 miles an hour. Hazard, 60 miles
See the
an hour
Virga?
wind gusts and quarters.
Let's see the Virga. That rain.
Source, radar indicated.
I guess it's really not Virga. That's just actually a rain shaft, but whatever. We're going to go north because we're almost in the precipitation, and we're not going to see anything interesting if we're in the rain. We're going to go back up to I-76 because, yeah, like Evan just said, that little cluster that's kind of between, it's like right over the state line. It's only like 15 miles north of here. That actually looks maybe a little better than this. And I say that very loosely because it doesn't look great. But it looks a little more interesting than this, so let's just go take a look. So we'll try to get up here closer to I-76. We're kind of backtrack a little bit, I guess. It's been a while since we've rode around out here. Well, I guess at least we can say we did it. We got on the severe thunderstorm warning for the day. You're doing something right. Might not be much, but it's something. So today's not a total wash here. I'm actually somewhat content with this. Is that my road? Yeah, sure was. All right, U-turn. Severe thunderstorms can occasionally do produce tornadoes. Oh, there's a cute little shelf cloud over here. Isn't that nice?
Until 7:00 p.m. It's 6:22 p.m. Mountain
Barely.
Time. Severe thunderstorms
Barely.
located along a line from near Peach to Atwood.
It's trying. Gets a participation prize.
Hazard 60 miles an hour, wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source radar
You know you're in the middle of nowhere
impact.
when they put up a sign that says road damage instead of just fixing the road.
Damage to roofs, siding, and trees.
Like a permanent sign.
Impacted include Sterling, Fleming, Gillett, Peach, Crook, Gunter, St. Julesburg, Latroni, Twin Buttes, Atwood. Reproduction daily. Take shelter inside a well-built structure and stay away from windows. Please don't reducing damage to roofs and large hail. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. Seek shelter immediately in an interior room on the lowest floor of a well-built structure.
We're gonna end up going back through Fleming. Or no, Crook. I go back through Crook. At least we're getting some lightning now. I don't know if the camera's really picking it up, but there's been some nice strikes out of us. It's about to start dumping rain, and this might not be a very good road to be on once it's wet. So we might need to start moving a little quicker here. A lot of that lighting's behind the rain, so it's kind of hard to see it. It's not very vibrant. And I-76 is like a mile up ahead, so like we've made it back up here already. We didn't have far to go. They got warnings all the way up in Nebraska now for this line that's trying to come through, so we may end up tracking this back into Nebraska a little ways. There's a bunch of tumbleweeds. Holy smokes, watch out. Let's get on I-76 and make up for some time. It looks like we're actually starting to get a squall line to form, so we might end up with a nice shelf cloud. But we got to get a little bit farther east, so let's get on 76. Hold on. I-76 East closed. Oh, vehicles over 12 foot wide. Well, I'm definitely not 12 foot wide, so.
Shelter inside a well-built structure and stay away from windows. These storms are capable of producing damaging winds and large hail. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. Seek shelter immediately in an interior room on the lowest floor of a well-built
We'll track this. The strongest part of this storm is going to be just off to our north. So once we get up there closer to like Sedgwick, maybe in about 15 minutes or so, we should be in a pretty good position. So this is actually starting to come together a little better than I thought here. So it looks like we might be able to squeeze something out of today. A lot of dust up there. All that brown is thick dust. But anyway, folks, see what happens. Spin around, take a look to the south, just in case we're missing anything. And while we do that, we'll take a look at what Radar Omega looks like. You'll see that big cluster or complex of storms now forming. So things are organizing quite a bit, actually. It's way more interesting than it did when we started.
County, moving east at 10 miles an hour. Hazard, 60 miles an hour, wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Sterling, Fleming, Billet, Peach, Crook, Proctor, St. Petersburg, Padroni, Twin Buttes, Atwood, Rearden Hill, and Daly. Seek shelter inside a well-built structure and stay away from windows. These storms are capable of producing damaging winds and large hail. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. Seek shelter immediately in an interior room on the lowest floor of a well-built structure. The National Weather Service has issued severe thunderstorm watch 410 in effect until 11 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time for the following areas: Colorado, this watch includes 5 counties in northeast Colorado: Logan, Morgan, Phillips, Sedgwick, Weld. This includes the cities of Fort Morgan, Greeley, Holyoke, Julesburg, Sterling, and Windsor. Primary threats include scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events to 2.5 inches in diameter, possible scattered damaging wind gusts to 70 miles an hour, possible a tornado or 2 possible. Remember, a severe thunderstorm watch means conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms.
All right, so we're going east. Crook is just off to our left. We went through there a bit ago. And I think I want to catch this line somewhere up here by, west of Julesburg. Somewhere west of where I-76 and I-80 fork off. It's getting really dusty out here. I'm just gonna stay on North Platte. Screw it. I mean, at this rate, we're going back that way, you know. Way cheaper in North Platte. Way cheaper. Alright, right here where we crossed over, Crook is just to the north. We came under this overpass when we came down. I almost took on one of those little traffic cones. Didn't realize the road curved that quick there. Holy smokes. I think the wind blew some of those construction cones or barrels or something a little bit out of place, because those were right on my line there. Holy crap. I took them out too. God, can you imagine the internet freaking out if we hit a traffic barrel? Oh my God, it'd be all over the internet. Oh, he drives like an idiot. Actually, sounds kind of fun. Maybe we should hit one, see what happens. 90 miles an hour winds west of St. Paul. You gotta be kidding me. Sure as hell. Wow. I guess I could have just drove 3 hours up to Minneapolis today. What? You've got to be kidding me right now. You've got to be kidding me. Whatever. Oh boy. No connection. What the frick?
All alert. Voice Wi-Fi off. Wi-Fi on.
Alright, we get the radio back connected here. Once we get up here by Julesburg, we might have a shelf cloud or not. I don't know. It's hard to tell. We just got hit by a tumbleweed. That was cool. Yeah, I miss it out here. I've missed it out here. Like, I really do like Colorado. It's a very pretty area to go chase storms. I'll have to stop and get something to eat. I don't think Julesburg has anything, but Ogallala does. But regardless, we'll keep tracking these for a while. I mean, we're on the storm. See if it does anything. I'll settle for lightning. Lightning's pretty cool. It's better than nothing, you know. I haven't really been to Colorado at all. Actually, I don't think I've been in Colorado at all this year. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is my first time in Colorado all year. 2025 as a whole. I really do think it is. Somebody can tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember any other time being in Colorado this year. I think the last time I was in Colorado was that Trinidad snowstorm, and I believe that was last October.
There's quite a few calls joining that phone number that called in. There's a few with the same address. The only constant is going to be a Clarence croissant or a Maryland croissant, I believe. Take up. Can you look at the David croissant and then take a call and see if we can jump in?
Oh no, we have a Scientologist in the chat. Sure seems like it, doesn't it? Oh god, here we go again. It's happening all over again.
Bravo, Red 1. Anytime I got receive a call.
Alright, they haven't done anything to the severe thunderstorm warnings. They're all still in effect for the same thing. They might, we'll see. They might expire that south severe thunderstorm warning. I haven't seen an update to it. Just ran over another tumbleweed. That's actually a really pretty sky. Look at that. Oh no! The Trump trailer got blown over. I don't give a shit what side of the political spectrum you're on. That's just kind of funny because given the current events. Yeah, there's a 40-foot semi-trailer back there that it was like it had like, you know, Trump 2020 painted all over it or something, and I don't know. It tipped over. It looks like it blew over. Just a interesting note. Again, I don't give a crap what side of the political spectrum you're on. Like it's just it's one of those ironic things. You know, everybody's so pissed off about politics. Everybody's so pissed off about politics these days that even the weather is tired of politics and said screw your politics and knocked the trailer over. Maybe we could learn something from that. Maybe that's a metaphor. Seriously, maybe we should stop giving such a crap about politics, and maybe we should just, you know, not pay attention for 5 minutes, and maybe our lives would be better. Maybe it's a metaphor. It's trying to tell us something. All right, we got an abandoned gas station that may or may not have people that are going to shoot me in it. And I've heard some stories about this place and an approaching pretty storm. So let's go take some photos. Can I even get up into that anymore? I guess I can. Dead serious. Like, I've heard so many stories about this gas station and having like crackheads and shit living in it. But understand, folks, where there's an abandoned building and a pretty cloud, we must go. I don't care if there's a crackhead in here that's going to try to rob me for my $6 worth of cash that I have on me. We must go. I mean, this place is actually pretty freaking cool. I mean, look at this, guys. Like, it's all still there. It's kind of cool. I take photo now. I also grab protection, which I already have, but I grab more protection because I'm not getting shot. Correction, I'm not getting shot and not having the opportunity to return fire, I guess is what I should say. Either way.
As safety coordinator, I'm requiring you to wear eye-vis and a hard hat to explore and take a picture of this building.
I would do that, but if there is a crackhead in here, I really don't want to get shot now.
Well, that's what the hard hat is for.
Alright, if there's any crackheads in here, don't shoot me. Please. Love of God. Not today. It's just me stepping on broken glass, don't worry. Oh, shoot, I think my car is in the way. God damn, I gotta back the car up. Alright, I don't think we have any crackheads here. The crackheads would have been out by now. Oh yeah, crackheads would have been here by now, but I'm locking the door anyway. I heart my dick. Okay. That's interesting. Graffiti. What the hell? I'm just reporting the news, folks. That's literally what it says right there. I'm going to put this on the Snapchat real quick, guys. All right, it's on the story. I was telling you guys a little bit ago about how there's always that one moment that makes it all worth it. It's this right here. Seriously. It's going to be a cool photo. I wish I had my drone batteries charged. I would get a drone shot coming out of this. In fact, I'm going to see if I can here. Get something similar before all these people over there come up and... Oh my god, we're getting blasted in here. Alright, I got it back in the car. I'm getting sandblasted. Oh, God, I just got taken out by a tumbleweed. Oh, that hurt. God dang. Oh, everything got full of dust. God dang it. Shit, I had the window down. Everything got full of dust. Oh, this is going to be fun to clean out in the morning. It's getting freaking blasted in here. I should have time-lapsed that. Dang, that tumbleweed seriously hurt. It stung. There is an incredible amount of dust in the car. This sucks. So this is really going to suck. I'm going to have to clean all this out. There's more chasers. Here come all the chasers. You can tell they're chasers because they got like 14 cameras in the windshield. That's a good lookout spot. We'll keep that in remembrance for next time. Alright, so tomorrow I'm going to have to vacuum the hell out of this car and clean it out real good, because man, it's bad now. Shit. I hate dirty car interiors. If anybody can find me some information about what that place used to be, let me know. It's on I-76. You guys saw where I was. Seriously, I would love to know what that place was, and I would love if I could
get... Okay after that tumbleweed incident?
so far. I would love if somebody could give me,
I
like,
just wanted to make sure we didn't need to get the med bed.
I would love if somebody could give me some information, like, with some photos of what that place used to be. Because that's been abandoned and a dump for as long as I can remember. It's probably been, I wouldn't be surprised if it's been 20 years. You guys want to see the photo? It's pretty cool. You guys ready? So, it's kind of a neat one. I know it's kind of hard to show on there, but that's what it looks kind of half processed, or the little bit of processing that I did to it while we were parked.
Looks like it used to be a place called Stucky's.
You gotta be kidding me. That's like, those are all over the place down south. Not a whole lot of storm structure here. We'll see if that changes.
Apparently, that location it closed in 1992.
Holy cow, I wonder how the hell that's still there, you know? That's what, 33, 4, something like that years ago.
Yeah, pretty crazy, huh?
I wonder who owns that. I mean, I don't, like, there's equipment inside. I took a video in there. I'll send it to you guys when I'm done with the stream in Discord, but, like, there's equipment in there. And honestly, maybe somebody could look at the equipment and maybe be able to figure out a better time frame for, like, when the equipment's from. But I guess I can believe it because there's, like, a soda fountain in there that's, like, ancient. Like, I don't even know how to operate the thing. But, like, there's a box in there, like an old Coke box. Like, it looks like something that, like, maybe the bottles would have came in or something, like, for shipping. And it's got, like, an old-ass Coke logo on it, but, like, it's super old, but somehow it's, like, preserved in the back corner. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, it just amazes me if that's really been that long. I figured maybe 10, 15, 20 years, but not that long ago. Holy smokes. Like, I'm surprised that place hasn't been, like, looted for copper or something. Like, it's all intact.
Right? Yeah, that blows my mind. Yeah, definitely send that video. It's gonna look cool.
Holy crap, I can't believe that. 30-something years ago, guys. Going here. We'll keep our eyes over there. I don't really see a lot of structure though. You're having sex with the sky. Okay, you need to get that checked out, Anita. Really need to get that checked out. See, like, it's like I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. There's always that one thing that'll happen that'll make it all worth it. And that right there was worth it. I got a really neat photo. I can't wait to show it, share it, whatever. This semi is literally running me off the road. Okay, that's cool. It's things like that, you know, and like with the storm clouds behind it, like it just looks really cool. I do need fuel. We're gonna run out. I've got spare fuel, but I really don't want to have to use the funnel because it's a pain. Alright, there's a Sinclair up here. Actually, no, there's a Conoco. And alright, we've got one right up here. We'll just stop up here. We'll stop up here, and while we're dumping fuel in, I'm going to wipe down like the door panel and stuff, get some of the dust out of here.
Okay, you're ready. Coming back to clear Valley Adult River, restrictions across the lens on the 10. Of 2024.
Alright, the key is going to be to not getting blasted, sand blasted by more dust. So I'm going to go to the other gas station down here that looks like it's shaded from the wind a little bit.
7006 and 957.
Hmm?
This shell looks a little better to not get sandblasted. Pumps open 24/7. Heck yeah, man. Somebody with a brain.
I'm on post 87. Colorado, Henry Falls, John 09. And we actually pulled into Riverside Park.
Alright, hang on. Oh my god. I can't even get the door open.
Baker 1 in the blind, I'm showing that your plate is coming back clear, valid on a 2004 Chevy Silverado, white in color, 1922.
Guys, I am literally getting sandblasted. Oh my god, this sucks. Welcome to storm chasing in Colorado. Happens all the time. Oh my god, it's blowing terrible out there. Oh my god. Hold on, let me armor all on this rag. The dust is like, it's great. Everything has got dust on it. So I just need to wipe like the door panel off. Just so I can like touch it. Also so I don't start sneezing. Just to get some of the... So I carry a bunch of these microfiber rags and just armor all in a little pump sprayer. And it's just so easy to clean the car up that way. Because like you don't even need the armor all on there. Like they just like, they static cling the dust to them. It's great. Those things are fantastic. I didn't have a headlight yet. I haven't even thought about it, to be honest with you. Super busy. But I do need to get that done. Alright guys, so let's go see what we can do now. See, I like storms like this. Like this is cool. We might have some semis tipped over. I think we're getting easily 60 mile an hour wind gusts. We might end up with some freaking trucks tipped over on 76 here. Ahead of this thing, honestly. Alright, back on the road. Super dusty out here.
Okay, copy, 1926.
Good evening. I'm going to be off duty.
Hi, copy, you have a good evening as well. Off duty, 1928.
My god, the wind is literally pushing me off the road. Bunch of blowing dust up here.
Go ahead. Go ahead, you can.
Showing that the party is a probation client out of Morgan County. I will need a reason for contacting this, so if further needs to be provided, let me see, break for driving information. County until 7:15 Mountain Daylight tonight. At 6:35 p.m. Mountain Daylight time, severe thunderstorms are located along a line that extended 8 miles northeast of Lisco, 12 miles east of Gurley to 7 miles of Twin Butte. Clearly east, 40 miles per hour, hazard 50 miles per wind, and penny-sized hail. Expect damage to roofs, siding trees. Timeout 93.
Big dust cloud over there. Yes, we've determined that was an abandoned
I just
Stuckey's
received a
fuel
call
station.
on 7th and Vine in Julesburg. There's going to be a tree that knocked down a power line. I am going to be contacting the town now.
I copy. I'm going to upload it.
Copy 1931.
I'd love to find more information on that place. So, like, we could find actual.
Clear red mark.
Like if we could find photos of when that was not a dump, I'll have to do some looking.
I'm already doing a deep dive.
Yeah, unfortunately, I guess I was a little before Street View.
Just a little bit.
Have a good night.
I just can't believe, like, somebody must actually own that to have that not demolished by now, because there's a gas station across from it that's new. Like, it makes me think somebody actually bought that and is trying to preserve it or something, because, like, that's prime position for a fuel station. Like, it makes no sense that those two gas stations across the street would have, like, went down where they are when they could have had that spot. So there's got to be a story behind that.
I'm sorry, you came through broken. I do have it here on the grid record. Can you repeat correct?
Yeah, if you guys don't know what Stuckey's is, they, it's basically just a gas station.
Tell you it's owned by Global Leasing Incorporated.
Well, that explains it, so they probably forgot they even own it. There's a couple of them down on I-10. Like, they're just gas stations. Like, they used to be all over the place. They kind of took a dump, though. I think it was like the early 2000s when they all kind of dried up and disappeared, but they used to be all over the place, at least on interstates.
They bought it from the Bank of Colorado in 2002.
I bet they paid $20 for it.
$130,000.
That's saying something, because that's a pretty prime position. Like, just the land alone should be worth something. So, like, they damn near had to pay him to take it away.
Based on tax assessment, the actual value of it is about $138,000.
If I had the money, I would totally buy something like that, and we would turn it into, like, storm headquarters. We should totally buy that place. Wouldn't that be cool?
It was built in 1971.
I mean, they must have built a halfway decent building, because the photos that I saw from that Facebook thing or whatever on Google was like, the photos were taken and put up in like 2008, and yeah, it had all the window glass in it still. Now it doesn't. All the glass is broken out now, honestly, probably from hailstorms. But the fact that the building is there and hasn't like collapsed on itself after not being attended to for like 30 years is actually pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm really, really impressed that building is even there. It's not a bad view. That's the side of the road.
Adjusting to 21. The pressure was 29.97 inches rising. At Alliance, it was partly sunny with a temperature of 73. In Sterling, a thunderstorm was reported with a temperature of 68. Elsewhere around the High Plains, in Rapid City, it was cloudy with a temperature of 70. At Chandler, it was partly sunny with a temperature of 76. In Scotts Bluff, light rain was falling with a temperature of 69. At Cheyenne, it was cloudy with a temperature of 64. In Denver, it was partly sunny with a temperature of 75. At Imperial, it was cloudy with a temperature of 84. Around the region, in North Platte, it was mostly sunny with a temperature of 80.
Well, we get to do a lot of cool things on this channel, and apparently explore abandoned stuff is one of them. We'll keep tracking this storm for a little while yet. We do have a pretty view there. Let's put a special weather statement out for the area. Strong winds and such. There's that kind of sort of pretty view we've been looking for, sort of. It's a nice view. Well, we got our really cool abandoned building picture, we got our shelf cloud looking thing, and we got sandblasted. So what else is there left to do? Anybody else have any suggestions? We'll keep the stream going here as long as we have the view. I'm gonna go to North Platte though. But we got a nice view for now. Not bad. I'm getting blowed all over the road though by this thing. So yeah, like I said, sometimes these days that really don't look like much end up being some of the better days. So it's never a bad idea to just go try anyway.
The main threat area is along and west of a line from Merriman to Callaway. The main risks will again be damaging winds and large hail. Spotter information statement. Spotter activation can be needed. Here are the 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time observations. At Ogallala, it was partly sunny with a temperature of 84, the dew point 63, and the relative humidity 48%. Winds were from the south.
Yeah, no more severe warnings on this though. Maybe we should start going and exploring some of these abandoned places on the stream when there's not much happening. That would be kind of cool. I actually do that a lot. I just don't broadcast it because, honestly, guys, you know, when I first started live streaming, you know, you have a small audience, and when cancel culture tries to get you, it hurts you when you have a small audience and not many followers, like when I started. So there were a lot of things that I did not do because it just brought cancel culture, and it would have, you know, prevented me from getting where I am today. So I had to play the game. But now that we have a bigger audience, I honestly don't care about the whole cancel culture thing. I really don't. I don't subscribe to the cancel culture, and I don't care about cancel culture at all, one bit. Like, I don't care what the angry furries try to say and try to cancel you like they did to Chris and all. I don't care. I really don't. I just don't care. So I used to hold off on things like that because it was always, you're trespassing. We're calling the police. And it's like, shut up. Not trust. It's abandoned. It's abandoned for a reason. Like, it's not trespassing. Shut up. Like, nobody even owns this shit. But I think we might start doing that. Might start looking at some of these abandoned places a little bit more, because I think people think that's neat. And it is neat. You know, the thing is, folks, like, I don't want to look at this stuff because we want to, like, destroy it. Like, I want to look at this stuff because it honestly is a piece of history. A lot of these abandoned buildings and businesses and homes are, like, honestly like a time capsule. Like, sometimes, like, the furniture and the belongings and stuff inside, like, haven't been touched. Like, somebody just flat out up and left. And it's actually a really interesting look into the past, you know. There's actually a lot to be learned from it, a lot that you can learn to respect out of it. So we might start doing that more, because we come across a lot of abandoned places. A lot of them. Because, you know, you do stuff like that, and it's just people, you know, look at that as an excuse to cancel you, and, you know, anything you do. But now it's like, I don't care. You want to cancel us over taking a look at an abandoned building? All right, go for it, kiddo. You go ahead, try me. But I think we'll start paying a little more attention to there, because there's some really interesting places that I know of, like, and I've got some interesting videos and stuff. I should really maybe start posting them for members only. Like, there's been some, like, there's some other abandoned gas stations are a big one. I think anything that's like a public place that's been abandoned, like a gas station or a business, is always really interesting to look at, because there's usually the equipment and everything is just left. You know, usually abandoned houses, usually people take their stuff out. By the Piggly Wiggly in Belleville. I honestly haven't driven through Belleville for a long time. I always drive around Belleville. I don't even know where the Piggly Wiggly is at. I mean, I'm sure it's on the highway there, but I guess I'll have to drive through there. I always try to drive around town, because that one cop, I'm sorry, she is not very nice. The real big one, she is not nice. She didn't pull me over. She followed me into that Quick Trip. You know, the speed limit by the high school is 25 miles an hour. And I said, okay. It's like, you were doing 29, pushing 30. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And I, like, just walked into the Quick Trip like, oh no. I was doing 29 miles an hour, pushing 30 in the 25. Oh no. Like, she didn't pull me over, but she followed me in there and, like, was all snotty. And that's just how she sounded, too. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, she couldn't even get out of her car. Like, I honestly don't think she would have got back into it. But I was like, oh my God, lady. Like, seriously, you got anything better to do? God dang. Kind of left a bad taste in my mouth for that town, honestly. It's like, yeah, well, screw you. I'll just go around town now. You saw her drive her car into a light pole at the pig. Oh, okay, that's actually funny. Yeah, she's not nice. I don't like her at all. Like, that really left a bad taste in my mouth. Like, seriously, lady? You were pushing 30. I'm like, this was at 2 o'clock in the morning, too. This was no joke. At like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I was going to Quick Trip. Same place I met you. Same situation. I wanted ice cream, and it was late at night. Same reason I went to the Quick Trip. And she follows me, and she rode my ass. Like, I didn't realize she was a cop, and I brake checked the hell out of her. I'm surprised she didn't write me a ticket or pull me over for it. I absolutely mashed the brakes, because it's like, you are a car length off my bumper. Get off my bumper. And I locked them up good, too. Like, she nearly hit me, and it would have been my fault, but whatever. She follows me, and it's like, sir, it's 25. You were doing 29, pushing 30. Like, oh, pushing 30. Oh, boy. Really got NASCAR out here. Call somebody in. We got the land speed record going on out here. Pushing 30. Watch out. I usually go to the Broadhead Quick Trip. It is a much better Quick Trip. I know that's a little bit of an extra drive for you, but I would really recommend changing to the Broadhead Quick Trip. A couple extra minutes, but it's going to be well worth your time. Honestly, though, they should have put that Quick Trip, instead of putting it at in Belleville there, I really think they should have put that thing in New Glarus. Like, I understand why they put it there. I get it. But I really think that they should have put that thing in New Glarus. Like, man, they could have done more business. I think they would have done more business. Like, I get why they put it there, but I don't know. The Casey's in Monticello, I'm not a big fan of that one. That one could be way better than it is. But I'm just glad they put that Quick Trip there, because it sucked. Because a lot of times for work, I would go from, like, Monroe all the way to Madison and back a bunch. And there was nothing between Monroe and Madison at night, except for the Quick Trip in Verona. But I was never a big fan of that Quick Trip in Verona. Like, it seemed like late at night they just kind of shut the food service down. Like, they just never had any hot food out. And that one in Belleville, they seem to, like, it's not the best. I'm not a huge fan of it. Oh, now you put your blinker on? Jesus. I'm not a huge fan of it. But they do seem to at least keep the food out a little better than the Verona one. So Corey went ballistic on his live stream several days. For what? For road rage? Because that sounds totally like something I would do. Yeah, it's like 5 extra minutes for me to go to Broadhead than to go to the Belleville Quick Trip. But that Broadhead one is better. We live kind of in the middle of inconvenience land. It's actually the same amount of time for me to get to the Oregon. Or is that the Brooklyn one? No, it's the Oregon. The Oregon one that they just built. Same as the Broadhead one. I probably need to start going to that Oregon one more, because that one, I think that one's got the self-checkouts. I don't remember. But the Broadhead one doesn't. I like the self-checkouts late at night, because, like, they're never up at the counter and then you gotta wait for them. Which is fine. Like, they got other stuff to do, but I hate standing there. I feel like a jerk because I make them stop doing what they're doing. Yeah, for those of you that don't know what a Quick Trip is with a K, it's a Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota thing. But I will tell you that it's like Casey's, but it's actually open 24 hours a day, and the food doesn't suck, and there's always food. So it's like it's like what Casey's should be. If you know, that should probably sum it up for you. If you guys are from out west, you guys know what a Maverick is. It's basically a Maverick. It's a Maverick. It's a Wawa. Basically, it's Maverick, Wawa, and Quick Trip with a K. It's all the same thing.
And the best part is, they don't have a beaver on their sign.
Friggin' Zach that day. Oh, look at the squirrel. Buddy, that's not a squirrel. Yeah, Zach thought the Buc-ee's beaver was a squirrel. It's a beaver. To be fair, it's kind of a stupid looking beaver. We're going to North Platte. Yeah, I'm pretty much done, guys. I'm just keeping this active because we still have a view of this thing. I think tomorrow is going to be pretty similar to today. It might be a little more interesting, though. This storm's pretty much over. This is fun, though. This is cool. I like this day. This was fun. Does it cost for the equipment to storm chase? Hundreds of thousands of dollars, honestly. I mean, if you just want to go chase a storm with your phone, you can do that. And then it just costs, you know, your car and your phone. I mean, I can't even really answer that question, I guess, because there's so many different things you could do when it comes to storm chasing, you know. It could be as cheap or as expensive as you need it to be, I guess. Yeah, Mavericks are good gas stations, guys. They're really popular out west, like west of the Rockies. Those are nice. There's actually one that just popped up back there by Ogallala. There's a few of those Mavericks starting to creep east of the Rockies. I think I might have said east, but they're west of the Rockies. That's where they're all west of the Rockies right now. But there's some of them starting to creep up to the east of the Rockies. They're really nice. They're really nice. That's one of the things I like about this is, you know, we've got at the very least, let's just say that tomorrow's garbage. Let's say tomorrow goes to crap and nothing happens. I can still say that we got something out of this. I got 2 pictures that I'm actually really excited about. I am not like a photographer by any means, but I like to have something to show for what I do. And I got 2 really cool pictures. And that's, honestly, that was worth the drive out here. If nothing else happens, that was worth the drive. I mean, at the end of the day, they cost me like $1,000 to get. But you can't put, it's hard because what I do, you have to figure out, you know, what does it cost to do this? What does it cost to do that? But sometimes you just have to suppress all that and realize that sometimes it doesn't matter how much it cost. It doesn't matter what the ROI was. It just, all that matters is you were there and you did what you wanted to do. And this is kind of one of those days. But I am probably going to kind of shut this down, guys. I think we've kind of lost view of our storm. Or what's left of it anyway. It's pretty much gone. There's still kind of a broken line back there by Ogallala, but it's nothing like it was prior. It kind of crapped out. Yeah, I'm only about a half an hour away from North Platte, so that's not too bad. Guys, if you're not following us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook. I am sick and tired of X, Twitter, whatever it is. It's toxic. It's awful. I'm really disappointed that Elon, you know, and I'm not making this political. You know, Elon does good, and he also sucks at some things, but I'm really disappointed that Elon didn't do what I thought he was going to do with the platform, because he had the chance to make Twitter a really good place. But it just sucks now. It's because the algorithm favors clickbait, the algorithm favors nasty people, the algorithm favors deconstructive activity. Facebook also, I'm not a huge fan of Meta. I think Zuckerberg's a loser, etc. But what I will say, I appreciate our audience on Facebook because it's a very clean audience. We don't have the riffraff. We don't really trying to build up the Facebook audience this year. So go follow us there. You can find links at seethestorm.net. You're right. It is just a bunch of children on weather Twitter, and that is a problem. I honestly think that this country needs some sort of minimum age requirement for social media. I think you need to have a valid form of identification to be on social media. At minimum, require people be 16 years old with valid form of ID. I honestly think that social media at least should be giving some sort of a verified badge or like a check mark that indicates that the person or the user has a verified date of birth and they're over 18. And I think you should be able to filter out people that are not meeting those criteria. I don't believe that children have any place on weather Twitter. I don't believe they have any place in these toxic online communities. They need to go outside and play with their frickin' friends. I'm a parent, and I'm allowed to say that. I fully embrace social media. We'll talk about this for a minute. I fully embrace social media, and I 100% am on board with my kids when they're old enough having social media because it is a tool. But I'm also not going to give my 6-year-old a phone and say, go on Twitter. I know that's an extreme case, but we literally have 13, 14-year-old mentally unstable children who are not mature enough to handle the internet because their parents have done a bad job parenting them. They're children. Their brains are not developed to handle the internet. And they are masquerading as adults and doing cancel culture with adults. They're posing as adults. It's disgusting, and the parents should be ashamed that they're allowing their kids to do this, that they're allowing them to run this rampant. It's disgusting and shameful because these kids are missing out on some valuable years of their childhood. When you are under the age of 18, that is the best time of your life because you have the least amount of responsibilities. And these children are throwing it away on social media when they should be outside playing with their friends and doing dumb shit. But they're too busy screwing off on social media and trying to cancel people. It's shameful. Shame on all the parents. It's awful. Go touch some grass. Like, my God. Like, we really need something out there, man. So how do you enforce it? Easy. You require a proof of date of birth when you sign up for social media. Easy. Super easy. And then it gets rid of the bots. You know, Twitter and Facebook should say, you know what? Nobody under the age of 18 on this platform. I have to show my driver's license to have my Twitter verified badge, so, you know. It's not a good place for kids. It's not. And it also works the other way around. There's, you know, pedos and creepos and all sorts of people on there that shouldn't be around these kids. Oh yeah, the fake weather service stuff. Oh, I know. Trust me, guys. I grew up in that era where all the adult, like, I grew up, guys. I'll tell you a little bit of a story on why I feel like I should be listened to on this, because I have a very unbiased opinion because my job is social media. But when I grew up, when I was in high school, I had the most oppressive high school. I had the worst high school administration, the most closed-minded, boneheaded dumbasses that ran that high school ever. We were a kindergarten through 12th grade. There was like 200 kids in the whole school. Our principal, our office staff, our administrators, and our school board was the dumbest, boneheaded, stupidest, most arrogant and ignorant box of rocks, closed-minded dumbasses I've ever met. And you know what? Judas School District, I'm so sorry, but you guys were and are a bunch of morons. And from what I've been told now, it is even worse. The teachers were saints. But I will tell you, about 5 years ago, all the good teachers left because they were sick of the boneheaded administration. But the administration was all anti-cell phone, anti-internet, anti-anything unless it wasn't by the books. You had a mountain of homework every night. You should have no social life. The only way to keep you out of drugs and alcohol is to give you a bunch of schoolwork. Just very disconnected, boneheaded, a bunch of morons. I'm sorry. And I will tell you, the biggest, and this is an interesting talk, and this is going to really surprise some people, and this might actually piss some people off, but remember, I have a right to an opinion. My biggest mistake in life was graduating high school. I'm dead serious. My biggest mistake in life was not dumping high school, dropping out, and getting a head start on my real world life. Because you know what I didn't need a high school diploma for? Can anybody take a guess? Anything I have done in my life. I have not needed that piece of paper for anything. Any job I've had. Anything. Nothing. Every job that I have had prior to this has been knowledge-based. Hey, can you do this job? Okay, demonstrate it. And then you demonstrate. Wow, you're really good at that. Here's a job. The reason I say I should have dropped out of high school, I spent 7 months of my 18-year-old life in high school. I should have dropped out. Those 7 months. Guys, I had my first kid when I was 18. In high school. Judge me all you want. I do not care. I don't care. But I could have got a head start on that. I could have got a head start on funding my life. I was working almost full-time hours when in high school. I should have dropped it. I remember my math teacher, we flat out had this discussion. He goes, why are you even here? I was like, dude, I don't even know. Why am I here? And I'm like, how do I drop out? And he's like, I'm not sure. He's like, there's probably some paperwork. He's like, but you're 18. I guess just don't show up. And I almost didn't. And I should have stopped showing up, because I would have started what I'm doing now 7 months prior. And the sequence of events that I went through at the end of high school, I probably would have had a very feasible business going on and probably would have been making very good money. Because at that period in my life, I was living on my own, I was paying my own rent, and I was working my own jobs. And I was having to make the decision between, do I go to work and get a paycheck, or do I do my homework and fail and pass class? And I flat out told every teacher I had, I said, I am not doing any of this because I need to work. I need to pay my own rent. I need to pay my own bills. Every teacher I had was 100% in agreement on that. But you know who wasn't? That stupid ass bitch of a principal telling me, oh, you're never going to get anywhere. She flat out said to me, you're never going to get anywhere in life. And I'm like, well, that's kind of ridiculous. And she like got right in my face. I will never forget this day in front of everybody. She goes, you are going to be a loser for the rest of your life. And I got so pissed off, I nearly swung a hand. I'm dead serious. She had me so pissed off. And you could have heard a pin drop in that hallway. And I was like, really? You want to fucking watch? And I called her a bitch to her face. And that was the last time I ever spoke to her. When I walked out of that building for the last time, I flipped her off and I walked out. I'm dead serious. And dead true story. And you know what? Judge me all you want. It was what, 13, 14 years ago? I don't give a crap. Never dealt with her since. Still the principal there. One of these days, I'm going to go in for a visit. I'm going to be very polite. And I'm just going to say, do you remember me? You're the one that said was going to be a loser for the rest of his life. I'm going to be an arrogant jerk for a minute right now. I make more money than she does. I run a business. I'm self-employed. I have more cars in the driveway than she does. I have a happier family than she does. I don't have to go up to children in a high school and say you're a loser. Who's the loser now? I'm just saying. And I say that cautiously. I don't actually pocket the amount of money that she does, because all of my money has to go back into running the business. I take home very little. But my business is worth more than hers. I'm sorry. I don't mean to play the arrogant game, but I feel like I really would like to just walk in there, shake her hand, and say, you know what? I forgive you for what you said, but I really think you need to swallow that next time and not say that to kids and young adults, because you really effed up, lady. And that's why I don't conform to the whole stay in school, go get your college degree bullshit. Because I feel like if you want to go get a college degree and stuff like that, I'm all for it. I am all for that. But I don't think that we should be expecting kids to conform to the social norm anymore. Yes, stay in school, graduate school and all that, fine. But there's a lot of kids out there. There's autistic kids that are on the spectrum, people, special ed as we call them. There's people out there like that. There's people that are troubled. There's people that just aren't in a mindset to do good in school, but they can go out and succeed way better than any of us could. I'm dead serious. We had a kid, and you know what? Guys, remember, I'm almost 30 years old. I grew up on a farm. I don't know what the politically correct term is, and I don't give a damn. We had a slow kid in school. I don't know. That's apparently gets you canceled. I don't know. He was slow. His name was Jacob. He was slower than a damn turtle. But you know what? That didn't matter. He was slow when it came to school. But that kid, if you wanted your car fixed, he could take your car apart and put it back together. If you wanted to sit down at lunch and talk to him about anything that wasn't school, that was your guy. You know where he is right now? He's the head of an engineering department with no degree at a multi-billion-dollar farm implement manufacturer in southern Wisconsin. And he doesn't have an engineering degree. He's the head of that department, the head of a department of, well, I forgot what it's a department that solves like it's something to do with axles and axle ratios and gear ratios and like stuff like that. He's the head of a department and makes $250,000 a year. He has no degree, and he was the slow kid in school that failed everything, that was always made fun of and shit. I mean, yeah, he was slow at school and stuff, but he's a perfectly normal kid. But he's smart. If he wants to do stuff, he's good at that. He's good at nuts and bolts and farming. So why the hell was this school? I'm talking to you, Judah School. I would love to hear from you, by the way. But you won't come out of your closet knowing up to this shit. But why were you guys, the administration and the special ed curriculum folks, why were you always dogging on this kid? This guy makes $250,000 a year. And he's not even 30 years old. I think you guys screwed up by condemning him and talking to him like he was an idiot. Because clearly, you just didn't know how to work with the guy. Because who gives a shit if he can't properly write an essay or calculate the surface area of a triangle? Who cares? He makes $250,000 a year in an engineering department that he doesn't even have a degree for because he's good at the job. See what I'm saying, guys? Like that's why I am the most anti-social norm person there is. And that's kind of where I was going with this, because like you've got everybody wants to benchmark everybody. Everybody wants to, do you meet these benchmarks? Shut up. We need to be judging people. Are you good at this or not? You know, screw the benchmarks, stuff like that. So that's kind of where I'm going to. That's why I get really sensitive and really pissed off when people are like, you're not inclusive. No, I am very inclusive. And what I just told you is an example why. Like, because honestly, here's a perfect example, guys. We had, and you know what? And I say this because I know he's watching, because he watches our live streams, from what I've been told, quite religiously. We had an ag teacher. His name was Mr. Johnson. And yeah, Johnson, the most common rural American farmer name there would be. Ralph Johnson. Like, come on. I mean, it doesn't get any more stereotypical white, conservative, southern Wisconsin farming community than that. And he taught all the ag classes, the welding classes, all that stuff. And he was honestly, like one of the few people employed at that school district that I think actually understood the bigger picture, because he came from a farming community. You know, we would have classes like the welding class. You know, one of the tests was, you know, naming a tool or something. And if you didn't know what the tool was, if you didn't know the name of it, if you could tell him what that tool was used for, it still counted. You know, it just examples of not holding people to a benchmark. And people weren't given a grade based on what you knew. It was what you could do and the effort you put in. You were graded based on your effort. You could have the world's most dog shit bird crap welds, and you would still pass the class. I passed the class with an A, and I can't weld to save my life. Guys, I'm the world's worst welder. In fact, that was flat out told to me by this guy. He flat out told me, he goes, you might be the worst one that I've ever seen weld. And I'm like, oh yeah, I completely agree with you. And like, we were actually talking, and you know, it was a small class. There was like 12 of us in there, and we were all like standing around the welding table, and we're like, one of these other kids was like, why do you suck so bad? And I'm like, I honestly don't know. I suck. I'm like, I'm effing terrible at this. But you weren't expected to meet a benchmark. You tried, you know, and I got better, but I needed to take that class because that was a skill I needed in the real world. Those were real world skills. You know what was not a real world skill? The stupid home economics class where I got pissed off and left. I literally left. Like, I drove away. I got in my car and I left. Like, I left school. I was so pissed. I got basically talked down to because I didn't know where to put the fork, because one of the tests was how to set a table. I don't need to know how to set a table. When in life do I need to know how to properly set a table? For Pete's sakes, that doesn't apply to me. I don't give a shit. Teach me how to weld. Teach me how to do something with my hands. You know, and then we had that was so stupid. That was a waste of everybody's time. Like, why was I there? I could be at a job making, you know, $15-20 an hour. You know, like, let me go to work and make some money. But we had a science and chemistry and biology, whatever teacher. She retired. And it's a damn shame, but she was really good. And I was terrible at chemistry. I took the class because I was like, well, what the hell else am I going to take? I took the class. And I was terrible at it. And if you did terrible in this class, she would flat out call you out and tell you that you suck. In front of everybody. But it wasn't to make fun of you. It was flat out that this woman was I think she was in her late 50s, early 60s. She flat out wanted to treat everybody as an equal, that she would not talk down to people. You were an equal when you were there, and you were an adult, because she knew that you were 18, you could leave class, you probably had better things to do. She respected your time. And, you know, we were going around, you know, she was asking everybody what they plan to do with their life or whatever. And I said something, I made a comment like, well, I was like, I'm not 100% sure, but whatever it is, it's certainly nothing to do with anything in this class, because I barely passed this class. And she was like, that is the best answer you could be given, because you're right. You suck, and you barely passed this class. She's like, you are lucky I passed you. And I'm like, oh yeah, I said I 100% agree with you, and thank you for that, by the way. And she said that to everybody that sucked and barely passed, but it wasn't condescending. It was a very straightforward, we're all on the same page here. And that was the kind of person, that was the teacher that you could, like, if something really bad happened in your life, that was who you could go to, and you would get a 100% honest answer. If you were in the wrong, she'd tell you were in the wrong. Unfortunately, she retired, and they replaced her with a woke 21-year-old that just, and I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't even said the W word, but what they replaced her with was a crying shame. And it was a joke with what they replaced her with. Because it didn't matter what walk of life you came with, it didn't matter what you believed in or whatever. That woman would give you the time of day. You know, she would stay late after class, all sorts of things. Because she, never forget, I was walking out of school or whatever. It was just her, it was just me and her, you know, because I was dicking around. I had to go to the bathroom. I spent an hour on the shitter, that kind of thing. I go to walk out of there or whatever, and she's walking out too, you know, walking back to the cars. And this was like February of my last year. And it was kind of cold out, and I was going back to the car, and she goes, you know, I'm really proud of you. And I said, for what? And she was, you're working full time. And I'm like, oh, I know. Because, you know, it was a habit, you know, if the pager went off for an EMS call, I would leave. I would just leave. Because that paid and school didn't. And, you know, she was like, she goes, good for you for working. She's like, you know what? She goes, you will pass this year. She's like, you might not pass with much, but you will pass. At least my class. She's like, good for you for working. And I really appreciated that. I need to go back and hunt her down. And number one, wish her a happy retirement. And number two, I owe her dinner for some of the words of encouragement that woman said. You know, she was the nice old lady, kind of the crazy science teacher. She was a little bit nuts, but in a good way. But I think she knew what was going on with the administration was bullshit. And she witnessed that biatch of a principal say that I was basically getting nowhere and was an F up. She witnessed that. And I think that really upset her. And ever since she witnessed that, the amount of encouragement that came from that science teacher was incredible. Like, I would 100% fail something. And at the top, you know, it would be like, oh, you got a 40 out of 100, but, you know, there would always be something below it. Like, it was like, it's not the end of the world. You know, like some passive aggressive, like, hang in there. You're a piece of shit, but you're not a total piece of shit. You know, everything. You know, it was always, you know, it's not the end of the world. Or there'd be something like, it's okay, it's not a big deal. Like, shit, like, we need more people like that, because I honestly think that the school systems are evil. And I'm sorry, you know, judge me all you want, but there's some evil school systems out there. I was in an evil school system that wanted to shunt my growth and wanted to put me in an office job 9 to 5, and if I didn't conform, I was a piece of junk. Like, it was terrible. I remember the time that they called the cops on me. I'm dead serious. Keep in mind, folks, I was active on the ambulance and dealt with the cops on actual ambulance call. Like, we were peers. I go into the office, and it was Deputy Pam. It was the retirement age, you know, should be retired deputy that didn't give an F in the world. And nobody knew her last name. It was just Pam. And she's standing there, and she's got a smirk on her face, and I'm just like, what? Principal's like, you know, you have not been showing up to school, and you do not have doctor's note. This is a truancy problem. And I'm just like, okay, and what could happen? And the principal just like crosses her arms and looks over at Pam, and she goes, well, I'm required to tell you that the state of Wisconsin defines truancy and blah, 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 as, article, section, blah, 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 and you could get a ticket, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, and how much is the ticket? And she's like, it's like a $300 ticket, blah, 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 and your parents could get in trouble, blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay. I was like, am I going to receive this ticket or anything? And the principal's like, not today, but you're probably going to. And Pam's just standing there, like, kind of with this smirk, because she knew that, like, I really didn't take shit. And I'm kind of a loudmouth with stuff. Like, she was waiting for me to blow up. And I just kind of lost it. I was like, are you effing kidding me? I'm like, this is a huge waste of my time. Like, you're complaining that I'm not in class, but you're pulling me out of class to basically threaten me. And I pulled the... I hate when people use police as the bad guy, right? We shouldn't be we shouldn't be using this, oh, hey, if you don't clean your room, the police are going to come and arrest you. Like, people do that. Don't do that. Stop painting the police as bad people when 90% of them aren't. 99% of them aren't. So I did that. I played a mind game on the principal. I was like, so you're going to use the police, the sheriff's department, who is a peer, they're peers of mine. I work with them. I work with the sheriff's department when I'm actually working and not wasting my time here. And I remember almost exactly what I said, damn near verbatim to this day. And I just kind of went off and I was like, what you're doing is disgusting because you're trying to use her as ammunition. You're trying to use the police that I work with, all the time. When we go to car accidents and stuff, you're using them as like the scapegoat. You're like using them as the bad guy. Like, oh, we're not going to do anything, but the big bag sheriff's department's going to do something. And freaking Pam, I look up Pam's like beat red and she's got this biggest smile on her face. Like, you could tell she wants to open her mouth, but she won't. And I was just like, so are we done here? Or do you have anything else that we want to waste each other's time with? And she's like, no, but you need to start showing up for school. Like, okay. And I was like, all right, see ya, Pam. And I gave her a fist bump. She's like, see ya, man. And that was it. That was all that came of it. And I thought it was hilarious because it's like, you know what? And some people out there are like, God, you're really a rule-breaking piece of shit. You know what? You're right. Maybe I am, but you know what? It got me to a pretty decent place in life. I got a family that I'm happy with. I have a woman with me that I don't know how she's with me. She's pretty hot. She's like a 9.5 and I'm like a 6. But you put them together and you put those numbers together and you get something pretty great. That was a joke, but and I have kids that aren't, I have kids that are healthy, and I'm in a pretty decent place in the world, and I've got decent friends. Judge me all you want, but I'm pretty happy with where I'm at in life. You know what? I could probably be in a better place financially, in a better place with a lot of other things, but you know what? I'm happy. I don't have cancer. I'm not stuck in a dead-end job, and there's a lot of people out there that are way harder off than I am. Way harder off. And I'm lucky that I'm not one of them, and I'm fortunate that I'm not one of them, and at any given time I could be one of them. You never know. Something could happen. So one of these days I'm gonna go back to that school. I'm not gonna start anything, but that's a lie. I'm totally gonna start something. But I'm gonna walk in there and I just want to shake some hands and be like, remember me? I'm that guy that you said was a waste of time, was never gonna be anything. I was gonna be a loser the rest of my life. You remember that? All right. Well, I just wanted to shake your hand and let you know that I have 3 vehicles in my driveway with my name on the side of them. I have a YouTube channel with 150,000 subscribers. I've got, Facebook, Twitter, all these things. And we do live storm chases, and they're educational and they're also entertaining. And we do all sorts of things. We try to stand up for what's right. We try to educate people and, promote this stuff. And, would you like to backpedal on your words? And I think it would be really interesting if I could get some of these people, or specifically that broad, to be like, you know what, you're right, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. And I would like to say it with, you know what, just please don't ever say that to a kid ever again, because that was ridiculous. So that was kind of my story. That's where we were going on that. And I'm sure I've pissed some people off, and I don't care. Like, we're allowed to have some fun, right? Yeah, I made that, hold on. No. We are not going into Walmart. No. Hold on, I'm gonna call Nicole and see if she answers her phone. Probably not. I want to get her take on this. She's probably not gonna answer the phone. She's playing volleyball and she's got the kid with, so
Your
it's
call
probably
has been forwarded.
it's totally chaos over there right now. But Tim, I think your comment got caught in the filter, but I think I tried to approve it. Walmart loves Joe. You love Walmart? Okay, Joe, well, hang on. Walmart, are you single? Okay, hey Joe, Walmart's single. You want me to ask it out for you? Guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I need to eat something. There's no more Pizza Hut in North Platte. They got rid of the Pizza Hut. I'm freaking starving though. Can you believe, seriously? They don't have a Pizza Hut in North Platte. They used to. It was a good one too. That was cringe, Patrick. Get used to it. You've been here long enough. You know how terrible this shit is here. There's something else in the Pizza Hut now. I forgot what it is. Anybody remember what it is? Oh, wait a minute. It says open? Are you... Oh, wait a minute. That was Carney, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was Carney that had the Pizza Hut that closed. Look how light it is out for 9:30. This is awesome. Son of a gun. I forgot. We do have a Pizza Hut in town. I'm ordering it. I'm freaking starving. Nah, shit, I don't have time. Yeah, I was thinking of Carney. Or no, was that this one? I don't know. Let me double check. F&A, they are ready. I'm absolutely starving right now. Let's see. No, they're sold out of bacon cheddar cheese sticks. What the hell am I going to get now? This really ruins my freaking day. I do like the pasta, though. I like the old pasta better. I don't like the new pasta. I mean, I do, but it's not as good as it used to. I really like that old pasta from like 10 years ago. I gotta order the cinnamon sticks, guys. I am such a fat ass today. I feel really bad because Nikki's at home and like between now and the 21st when I get paid is like when we're kind of broke, so like we haven't gotten any like fun groceries. It's just all been like boring groceries. They're sold out of cinnamon sticks too. Are you kidding me right now? This place sucks. How about the triple chocolate brownie? So I feel bad. So she's at home not getting any of this. I'm going to get some fries, too. I'm such a fat ass tonight. I'm starving. I haven't eaten all day. Garlic bread. Yes. Garlic bread. Woohoo. Freaking, I am so excited to get $30. Whoa, something's not right here. What the hell is this? What's going on? Hey.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Just got done with volleyball.
Oh. Bet you look hot.
No.
Oh. Do you think I'm a loser?
Why?
Do you think I am a loser?
Why?
I'm asking.
No.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Why?
Nothing.
What's with the first?
Huh?
Who said that you were?
Somebody like 12 years ago.
And you're just now thinking about it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm ordering Pizza Hut. Are you still in town? Do you want something to take home?
I was gonna go get her ice cream.
Where at?
Because she looks so good. McDonald's. If it's not broken.
If it's not broken. If it's not broken, or if it's broken, go to Quick Trip and get one of those things that you got to put in the machine. Those frozen things, and just do extra thick.
I don't want to go in anymore though.
Okay.
Because she's like wound up.
You can get. You can go to Burger King if you have to. Also. Yeah, they have something. All right. Well, I'm gonna finish all this shit up. I will talk to you when you get home.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye. You want to say bye to Dad? Bye, Dad.
Okay, bye. Hey, Lily, do me a favor. Tell Mom I think she's hot.
Thanks, babe.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Raising Cane's sucks, guys. I shouldn't say that. They're not terrible, but there's nothing special about them. Tip your team member. How much do you guys tip for carry out? I mean, I just do the like freaking 10%. Seriously, like I know that's crappy, but like how much am I really supposed to tip for carry out? Because do the people making the food actually get that tip, or like where does it go? It's not like DoorDash. Like when it's DoorDash, you know that the tip is going to the driver, and like that's fine. But so today, this is actually something I want to mention that I actually think is really cool. So today, we got $15 on PayPal, and I just used that to buy my Pizza Hut. So. That didn't cost me anything. Thank you, folks. All right, I'm out of here, guys. I hope you have a good night. I'm going to go to Pizza Hut. And then I'm going to go to my freaking hotel. Have a good night, guys. See you tomorrow.